Welcome, tennis fans and sports enthusiasts around the globe. You are tuned in to our comprehensive, deep dive coverage of what is undeniably one of the most electric, surprising, and pivotal developments in the lead up to the grass court season's grand finale, Wimbledon. Today, we are breaking down a monumental piece of news that has sent ripples through the tennis world, a story of sudden elevation, undeniable talent, and a testament to the rising power of Asian tennis on the global stage. The headline dominating the sports wires today, the news that has every tennis pundit reevaluating their brackets and predictions, is simply this. Berlin is surprised. Alexandra Eala goes straight to the Berlin Open as a wild card entry. This is not just a standard tournament update. This is a seismic shift in the landscape of the Women's Tennis Association 500 tier event. Alexandra Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina phenom, the pride of Southeast Asian tennis, and a celebrated alumna of the Rafael Nadal Academy, was initially slated to grind her way through the grueling qualifying rounds of the Berlin Ladies Open. But in a stunning and highly strategic move by the tournament organizers, she's been elevated, catapulted past the qualifiers, and granted a highly coveted main draw wildcard entry. This places her squarely in a star-studded field that reads like a who's who of modern tennis royalty, right in the heart of the German capital. To understand the magnitude of this announcement, we have to look at the sheer caliber of the Berlin Open. This is a premier event, a WTA 500 tournament that serves as the ultimate litmus test for grass court readiness. It is the proving ground where the world's elite come to sharpen their blades before descending upon the hallowed lawns of the All England Club in London. And now, squarely in the mix, standing shoulder to shoulder with Grand Slam champions and the undisputed titans of the sport, is Alexandra Eala. The tournament organizers have made a bold statement. They see the global appeal, the electrifying momentum, and the undeniable raw talent of this young star, and they believe she belongs on the main stage, right from day one. The timing of this wild card is absolutely impeccable, arriving at a critical juncture in Eala's rapidly ascending career. Just days ago, she was lifting the trophy at the WTA 125 Birmingham Classic, a monumental victory on the grass that culminated in a grueling, fiercely contested three-set thriller against the formidable Nikola Bardonkova of the Czech Republic. Eala snapped a long-standing drought against Czech players, showing incredible mental fortitude to clinch the title 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. That victory was a statement of intent. It proved that her game is tailor-made for the slick, unpredictable nature of grass courts. However, the highs of Birmingham were quickly followed by a reality check at the Queen's Club Championships in London, where she faced a tough round of 16 exit at the hands of the world number 19, the hard-hitting American Iva Jovic. Despite the 2-6, 2-6 scoreline, even Jovic acknowledged the immense challenge of facing Eala, praising her grass court prowess and highlighting just how dangerous the Filipina star has become on this surface. That loss, while a setback, clearly did not diminish her stock in the eyes of the Berlin Open organizers. Instead, the withdrawal of certain players, coupled with Eala's undeniable trajectory and growing global fan base, created the perfect storm for this wild card upgrade. This decision changes everything for Eala's Wimbledon preparations. Instead of spending precious physical and mental energy battling through the unpredictable and exhausting qualifying rounds against hungry, lower-ranked opponents, she now has the luxury of direct entry. This means crucial recovery time. It means targeted, high-level practice sessions. And it means she will immediately test her mettle against the very best in the world. And when we say the very best, we are not exaggerating. The Berlin draw is an absolute gauntlet. We are talking about world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka, the powerhouse from Belarus whose aggressive baseline game is a terror on any surface. We are talking about world number 2 Elena Rybakina, a former Wimbledon champion whose lethal serve is virtually unplayable on grass. We have the newly crowned French Open champion, the teenage sensation Mira Andreeva, who is riding an incredible wave of momentum. Add to that mix the likes of Jessica Pegula, Coco Gauff, Alina Svitolina, and former U.S. Open champion Emma Raducanu, and you have a field that is as challenging as a Grand Slam quarterfinal. For Eala, currently hovering around world number 33, the stakes in Berlin could not be higher. This is not just about match practice. This is about crucial ranking points and Wimbledon seeding. With last year's Eastbourne Open points set to expire, she is defending a significant chunk of her ranking. A strong run in Berlin is absolutely essential to lock in a top 32 seed at Wimbledon, a status that will protect her from facing the top-ranked juggernauts in the opening rounds at the All England Club. The pressure is immense, the stage is set, and the opportunity is unparalleled. Alexandra Eala has been handed the keys to the main draw, and the entire tennis world is waiting with bated breath to see if she can unlock her full potential against the absolute elite. This wild card is not just a free pass. It is a challenge, an invitation to step up and prove that she belongs among the heavyweights of the WTA Tour. As we transition into a deeper analysis of this extraordinary development, we must unpack the multifaceted implications of Alexandra Eala's wild card entry into the Berlin Open. This is a story with profound technical, psychological, and historical layers, affecting not just one player's trajectory, but a wider narrative of women's tennis as we hurtle towards Wimbledon. Let us first dissect the technical mastery that has earned Eala this prestigious spot. Why does her game translate so beautifully to grass? Grass court tennis is a unique beast. It is the shortest season on the tennis calendar, demanding a highly specific skill set that many top professionals struggle to master throughout their entire careers. The surface is slick, the ball skids low and fast, and the margins of error are razor thin. It neutralizes heavy topspin and rewards flat, penetrating ground strokes, quick reflexes, and an aggressive first-strike mentality. Eala, despite her relatively young age of 21 and limited total matches on the surface compared to tour veterans, has demonstrated an intrinsic understanding of these dynamics. Her record on grass is a staggering 21 wins to 9 losses, a 70% win rate that far exceeds her performance metrics on hard courts or clay. Her recent triumph at the WTA 125 Birmingham Classic was a masterclass in grass court adaptation. We saw her deploy a lower center of gravity, bending her knees to dig out those skidding slices. We witnessed her taking the ball exceptionally early, robbing her opponents of time, a critical tactic on a fast surface. Her victory over Nikola Bardunkova in the final was not just a showcase of shot-making, but of tactical maturity. She weathered the storm of a drop first set, adjusted her return position, and utilized her precise, left-handed serve out wide to open up the court. Being a lefty on grass is a tremendous advantage, specifically when serving to the ad court, as the slice serve slides away from a right-handed opponent's backhand, forcing them off balance and creating immediate attacking opportunities. This weapon alone makes Eala a formidable threat in Berlin. However, the jump from a WTA 125 event to a WTA 500 main draw packed with top 10 players is exponential. The wild card entry is a blessing, sparing her the physical toll of qualifiers, but also throws her directly into the deep end of the pool. Let's evaluate the competitive landscape she is entering. The Berlin Open field is arguably one of the most stacked non-Grand Slam draws of the year. When you look at the entry list, it is a formidable wall of champions. Consider a potential early round matchup against a player like Elena Rybakina. Rybakina's game is built for grass. Her serve is a towering weapon that dictates play, and her flat, powerful ground strokes penetrate the court with devastating effect. To compete against that caliber of pace, Eala will need to rely heavily on her anticipation and return game. She cannot afford to be pushed behind the baseline. She must hold her ground, use the incoming pace, and redirect the ball with precision. Alternatively, facing a player like Aryna Sabalenka presents a different set of challenges. Sabalenka brings overwhelming power and aggression. Eala's defensive skills, honed at the Nadal Academy, will be tested to their absolute limits. She will need to absorb the heavy blows and find ways to neutralize the points, perhaps by utilizing the slice backhand to change the rhythm and keep the ball out of Sabalenka's strike zone. Furthermore, we must consider the psychological weight of this moment for Alexandra Eala. She is carrying the hopes of the Philippines and a massive, passionate global fan base. At world number 33, she is on the precipice of securing a seeded position for Wimbledon. This is a massive distinction. Being seeded means avoiding the top 32 players in the first 2 rounds of a Grand Slam, drastically increasing the chances of a deep run into the second week. With her points from last year's Eastbourne final dropping off, Berlin is a battleground where she must defend her ranking territory. The pressure to perform is immense. Every single match every single set, and every single point in Berlin carries weight for her Wimbledon seeding. The wildcard entry alleviates the immediate pressure of qualifying, allowing her to approach her opening match with fresh legs. This physical freshness cannot be overstated. Playing 3 grueling qualifying matches before facing a rested top-tier opponent in the first round is a monumental task. By skipping that hurdle, Eala can focus her energy on intense, specific tactical preparations with her coaching team. She can acclimatize to the specific conditions of the Berlin courts, which may play slightly differently than those in Birmingham or London. Beyond the immediate tactical and ranking implications, this wild card speaks volumes about Eala's growing stature within the sport. Tournament organizers do not hand out main draw wild cards to WTA 500 events lightly. These spots are highly coveted assets, typically reserved for local favorites, returning Grand Slam champions, or players with immense drawing power. By awarding this wild card to Eala, the Berlin Open is acknowledging her box office appeal and her status as a rising star who moves the needle. They recognize that she brings a dedicated viewership and a dynamic, exciting brand of tennis that fans want to see against the best in the world. Let us also briefly touch upon what comes after Berlin, because it provides crucial context to her mindset. Following this tournament, Eala is scheduled to compete in the Bad Homburg Open, where she will participate in a truly historic doubles pairing with the legendary 10-time Grand Slam champion, Venus Williams. Teaming up with one of the greatest grass court players in the history of the sport is an invaluable opportunity for the young Filipina. The insights, the on-court tactical discussions, and the sheer experience of sharing the court with Venus Williams will undoubtedly accelerate Eala's development and understanding of grass court nuances. But before she can look ahead to that incredible opportunity, her focus must remain razor-sharp on the immediate challenge in the German capital. The analytical consensus is that Eala possesses the tools to cause significant upsets in Berlin. Her left-handed game, her recent title-winning confidence on the surface, and her physical freshness make her a highly dangerous floater in the draw. No seeded player will want to see Alexandra Eala's name next to theirs in the opening rounds. However, the true test will be her consistency and her ability to maintain a high level of aggressive tennis point after point against opponents who will punish any short ball or lapse in concentration. She must serve with high first serve percentages, protect her second serve, and remain proactive in baseline rallies. This tournament is essentially a microcosm of her career trajectory. It is an opportunity to prove that her recent successes are not anomalies, but a foundation of a sustained presence at the top of the women's game. The transition from a promising junior and academy standout to a consistent threat on the senior WTA Tour is notoriously difficult. Many talented players plateau at the top 50 level, unable to break through the elite tier. Berlin is Eala's opportunity to demonstrate that she has the tactical acumen, the physical stamina, and, most importantly, the mental fortitude to break down that barrier and cement her place among the world's elite. As we wrap up this extensive deep dive into Alexandra Eala's surprise wildcard entry into Berlin Open, the overarching narrative is one of immense opportunity meeting undeniable potential. The tennis world is watching a young career unfold at a rapid, exhilarating pace. From the grueling courts of the Rafael Nadal Academy to the pristine lawns of the British and German grass court swings, Eala has continuously adapted, evolved, and proven her detractors wrong. The decision by the Berlin Open organizers to elevate her directly into main draw is a massive vote of confidence, but it is also a trial by fire. It is a recognition of her recent brilliant title run in Birmingham, her stellar 70% win rate on a surface that confounds many, and her sheer star power. But once she steps onto the court, past accolades and wild cards will offer no protection against the fierce, unrelenting power of players like Sabalenka, Rybakina, or Goff. She will have to earn every single point, relying on her slick left-handed serve, her improved court positioning, and that aggressive, early strike mentality that grass courts demand. For Eala, the stakes extend far beyond the borders of Germany. This tournament is the crucial stepping stone, the final major hurdle before the grandeur of Wimbledon. Her ranking, currently hovering near that vital top 32 cutoff, is heavily reliant on her performance here to secure a seated position at the All-England Club. The pressure to defend her points from last year and solidify her standing is a heavy burden, but it is exactly the kind of pressure that shapes champions. It separates the great from the good. We will be watching every serve, every rally, and every strategic adjustment closely. Can she replicate the magic of Birmingham against the highest echelon of the WTA? Can she utilize the physical rest afforded by bypassing the qualifiers to mount a deep, consequential run in the stacked WTA 500 event? And how will this intense crucible prepare her for the ultimate test at Wimbledon and her subsequent historic doubles partnership with Venus Williams in Bad Homburg? The answers to these questions will unfold on the grass courts of Berlin over the coming days. It promises to be a spectacular showcase of elite tennis, a clash of generations, and a pivotal moment in the rising career of one of the sport's most exciting young talents. Thank you for joining us for this comprehensive analysis. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep your eyes on the courts, because the grass court season is heating up, and Alexandra Eala is right in the center of the fire.